Good morning. This is Chronicle Absolute. My name is Dion. Welcome to my channel. Listen, we're going to open up uh, Google Maps because we have a real situation right here. So, I was visiting this customer here. This is Bassif in Savannah. And let's just get an idea. You see Savannah here? That's the city going through downtown. Well, pretty much downtown Savannah, or right there. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the area, but we're basically going through that from the west, right here on President Street. And routing had me to, let's zoom in a little bit here. And where the red marker is, that's where the entrance is to where I need to be. Okay. And if we look further in, we see where we got St. Regis Street right here. This turning lane, if you can see my cursor, turning lane comes in right here to St. Regis Street. And so I could potentially make this turn right here into St. Regis, come across the back end right here, and then turn in left right here. And if you look, you see right here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. That's a scale right there. You see this? 9 times out of 10, as a temporary driver, we have to enter in where the scale is, right? In this case, when I was going to navigation, it had me to go east on President Street, and we made south right here on Global Avenue. Okay. And then from there, let me zoom out a little bit. We got Hawthorne. Then right here, it wanted us to make a left onto New Mexico Street. Now, New Mexico Street is obviously a residential area here, right? And then it wanted me to do New Mexico Street, go north on Pennsylvania Avenue, and then go west on President Street again, just to make the right, going right here where the entrance is. Okay, that's what it wanted me to do. Now, when I check this out, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, Mexico Street, not sure that I want to do that. It's a residential area, you know. In fact, let me see if I can do this here. Let's see if we can do this here. Got Street View. This is global. I think that's New Mexico right there. Let's see if we can bring it. Oh, this doesn't go as far as it should. How dare you? Well, okay, well, obviously can't see it. Fine. It is what it is. But you get the idea. New Mexico Street. So when I looked at it, I'm like, you know what? Not sure I want to do that. Yeah, could I do it? Yeah, possibility. But the way that it was looking, I'm like, I don't know that I should do that, you know? Oh, okay. Don't mess up on me. Don't mess up on me. Okay, so look. New Mexico Street. Does that look like a street that you should be on? You know? There's no signs that says no trucks allowed. Don't stop. But still, I'm thinking, I don't know that I want to do that. So I'm not doing it. Okay, so because I wasn't going to do it, I had to come up with some sort of plan of action, right? So I'm put my marker right there. So I'm thinking, okay, so why does it want me to do all of that? Well, the reason being is because the actual entrance is right there, you know. Now, there's been times where navigation brought you to your customer, and all you had to do was get into the turning lane to make that left into the customer. But for whatever reason, it wanted you to bypass that, go past your customer, and get turned around just to come back to the exact same location. And so I was thinking, well, maybe it's doing something like that. And in this case, no, it's not really that. I mean, you see where the entrance is, but there's no turn lane going to the actual entrance. And that's why, I think that's why they have this St. Regis Road where you can potentially make the left into here and then go east on St. Regis and then potentially go north right there. Now, with that being said, could I do that? Potentially. And I'm already thinking, well, hey, is my back end going to actually make it on to the scale? I don't know how this is laid out. For all we know, there could be some cars or trucks, whatever, parked on to the left of the scale. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen until I get there, right? And so I was saying, okay, so is there something else that I could potentially do? Okay. So my first plan of action is, okay, so let's just go ahead and make this north onto St. Regis and then go from there. But then I looked further and I saw further ahead. I was like, hey, what about this right here? So I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, there's a turning lane. We don't do U-turns at all, period. You never do a U-turn. Now, there's some situations where you may have to, but generally speaking, we never do U-turns. But I saw this. I'm like, okay, so this looks like they kind of made it so that truckers can make that turn to get back on the president to get into the entrance. I'm like, okay, so that I could possibly do. I think I could possibly do that. But we see that truck there too, though. We don't know if he's just there for a few minutes when this photo was shot, or if maybe he was taking a 10-hour break. Just never know. Something. Okay, so if he's there, what if it's not just him there? What if there's like two or three trucks there that are parked there for their 10-hour break? Just a potential, right? You know, what is there that I might have to contend with? So my plan of action was, okay, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to get into the turning lane here to go into St. Regis. But because of the potential where, I might have to do some maneuvering to get onto the scale, I'm going to look further down this way while I'm potentially going onto St. Regis. Look further down this way. And if this is clear enough, I'll go ahead and turn right here onto this makeshift driveway, because again, we don't do U-turns. But if I'm over here, I can go into to this driveway, which is what I'm gonna call it anyway. Stop right here, look at traffic, wait until traffic passes, and then go ahead, go into East President, and then go north, and I'm directly on the scale. Done deal, right? So this is a perfect example of why you want to check your routing, because you just never know. So in this case, because they brought me through a residential street, one that I'm not comfortable with them doing, I figured, hey, I need to figure out something else. So those are two plans that I have. Do I need a third? You know, say for instance, if I pass St. Regis, and say if I pass this next turn lane right here, I guess you could say Cook Global Lane going to the north. What if I pass it for whatever reason? What if I get stuck in the right lane, or for whatever reason? Do I need to make sure that I have a third? You know, um, third option. What could I potentially do? So at this point, I could potentially look further down and see if there's anything that I could possibly do. Or I saw something else earlier. I was thinking, well, hey, maybe I can go down south on Global, and I think further down, and I'm gonna have to look at this pretty good. But East Gwinnett, East Gwinnett, yeah, East Gwinnett. That's a potential. Maybe I don't know. But I say that because look, see the bus icon. So it's big enough for buses, right? So maybe it's big enough for me. So yeah, it might be residential, but there's still the possibility that this would look better. Let's see if we can't check this out. Let's see if we can't check it out. I just want to see. Go into Street View. Okay, where are we at? It's Global. I don't know. I mean, it could be better, yes. And we look at Global, which is what we would be on, and we see the no truck sign. So obviously we can't go further that way. And if we were going north, I guess this is north, can't go that way. So what if we did that? What if we did that? That looks better than that residential, right? I would say so. Looks pretty too. But this looks a lot better than that residential on New Mexico Street. So that's a third option, right? So let's come all the way back up here. We're going too far. No. So say if I'm trying to get onto St. Regis and I miss my turn. Say if my next thought is to come up here, I missed the turn. Well, I could potentially go south on Global, even though we know for a fact that it says no trucks. But I mean, they have us on it anyway. So just in case I get lost, come all the way down to Gwinnett, and then go north on what was this, Pennsylvania, and then we're basically back on track. And then I might need to look at Pennsylvania, but so far it's looking like it's fairly decent. So I'm not all that worried about it. But aside from that, that's the game plan. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure that I don't pass St. Regis, because again, I'm gonna head towards St. Regis, look further down, and if this looks clear, I'm gonna skip St. Regis, come up here, do my turn, and then turn into the entrance right there. So anyway, I hope this helps. This is just explaining why you should always look at your routing. You just never know, especially when you're brand new. When you're brand new, you've never been to any of these locations. You've never been to any of these customers, whether it be the shipper or the receiver. You've never been to any one of these customers at all. So you need to make sure that you know where you're going and where the interest is. And then in most cases, what I'll also do is I'll do the street view like I've done before. Do that right there, and here's St. Regis right here, right? That's the back end right there. Let's go a little further down and just look for whatever signs. We know that the main entrance, I didn't see this before with the bird's eye view. Main entrance right here, got the big sign that says Bassif, right? Done deal. Cool. Let me get in. And sometimes what I'll do, I'll zoom in and see if there's any signs or documentation that says, tankers do this, tankers do that, whatever, trucks do this, yeah, man. So yeah, bird's eye view, street view, that will really help you when you're looking at your routing. So hope this helps. Hope you guys are being safe out there. So until next time, you guys be safe, be good, and be safe in all that you do.